Okay, I'd like to call to order the Public Safety and Equity Advisory Committee meeting for February 6th, 2025. I will do roll call. Victoria Rizzo. Woodrow Terrell.
Present.
Me, Shelby Stephenson. Twyla Harrington.
Present.
Mary Howell. Here. Sherry Winters.
Here.
Robbie Cantrell. Okay, I'll just keep watching for those two. All right, shall we say the Pledge of Allegiance? I asked for Sherry last time. You want to lead us, Mary?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, thank you, Victoria is here. First thing, just in case any of you guys are here that in the audience, I just wanted to clarify one thing that was posted out there on the Multnomah County Sheriff's, that we were going to be talking about the contracts for police and fire tonight. And we're not the body that talks about that. We deal with public safety, but there is a working group that deals with the contract, and they are actually meeting on Monday night. So you are welcome to stay here and make comments, but that's probably the better body to actually talk directly to or hear more about. There is a contract committee formed from within that group that is closed, because obviously when you're dealing with a contract, you can't show you your cards on the other side to the other side. So at any rate, the meeting that deals with that is on Monday night. Just wanted to clarify that in case anybody was here to talk about that. So anyway, okay, I'd like to,
Will be coming.
pardon?
I was gonna say, but the dog will be coming, so.
Oh, yes, okay, yes. So I will open public comment on non-agenda items, and so I'll open it up first to those in the room. Does anyone want to have any comments that they'd like to address? Okay, so then I will go online. If there's anybody that would like to speak, just unmute and state your name and city. Okay, seeing no one, I will close public comment on non-agenda items.
Do you want to comment that now Victoria and Robbie are both here?
Okay, yes, Victoria and Robbie, I just marked them both as here. They're both here, so. Okay, and so let's go to agenda item number 4, approval of December 5th, 2024 meeting minutes. Have you guys had a chance to take a look at it? Does anyone have any corrections?
I looked, I didn't see anything.
If nobody has anything.
I'll make a motion to approve the December 5th, 2024 meeting minutes.
And second, Victoria.
Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, passes. Okay, so moving right along. Item number 5, review of the monthly law enforcement reports from January. So, Captain Steve.
Thank you. Not a whole lot of significant note I have to talk about. One thing I did want to point out is you notice on the summary sheet here, extra targeted patrols. We've been trying to have a much more concerted effort into actually logging when we're spending specific time in specific areas for your tracking purposes. So instead of just the GPS data that's usually relied upon, this will generate a call for service. So if you're wondering why that number is up, that's what is happening. Similar to traffic stops, traffic enforcement we're obviously a priority with the notable number of crashes and speeding complaints that we've received. So we are working on it. For the detective report, 17 total cases over the month of January. 9 have been somehow disposed of, either through arrest or close out another way. So there's 8 current open cases detectives are still working on. Stolen vehicles, there were 3 reported stolen vehicles in the city of Troutdale in January. All 3 of the vehicles have been recovered. One was recovered in Brooklyn, the first one from January 16th, and then the January 23rd one was recovered on the 31st. Those were both unoccupied. I did want to talk about, Paul Wilcox had sent I assume this is a question he had about some response times and whatnot. So I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit. I did some research into these. Paul had noted that on 1-9, there was a DUI call that marked 6 minutes on scene. As you guys know, many times the call is coded based on the information that comes in through dispatch. Many times that's not actually what's going on or accurate. So in this case, it was a car parked in a parking lot and they weren't driving and somebody was coming to pick them up anyway. So that's why there was such a quick clearance time on that one. Paul noted on 110 that there was a DUI coded call with the deputy spending 3 hours and 37 minutes on scene. It was a complicated scene. There was a vehicle fire and a DUI investigation that had to be conducted, and that necessarily takes a lot more time than other calls. So, another one noted 122 suicide, 22-minute response, or 22 minutes till response time. This was related to a central call that they were handling, and then they sent us out basically to area check for this vehicle. So there's going to be a lot of time where the deputy has to call the officer from the other jurisdiction to get the information, because we only have that limited CAD information. So that is going to mark for a lot of time where the deputy's having to call, talk to the other agency, figure out what's going on, and coordinate a response. So 127 injury accident, 4 hours and 49 minutes on scene. Another complex scene, that was a flipped car with a DUI investigation and some traffic stuff that we had to deal with. So obviously that's going to take time. And another note on these DUIs, on-scene time is also going to continue running. So once the arrest is made for a DUI suspect and they're transported to jail or somewhere else, and then the DUI investigation continues there. And so their DUI investigations, by their nature, just take a lot of time. So that's going to mark on scene the entire time. So like if they're just going down the road or whatever, it's going to mark on scene. Bless you. 129 DUI, 4 minutes on scene. They weren't able to locate the vehicle that was reported. So that's why it was such a quick. And I see a note here that says only one code 1 for the month. I'm not really sure what you're asking about. So Paul, maybe you can clarify what you're looking for there.
Paul?
I think I'd written there were 5 code 1s, which I thought was a pretty low number. I do appreciate the explanations on the numbers that I questioned.
Yeah, I don't know what a code 1 is, Paul.
Well, in the incident reports, there's a code number from, I think it's all the way from 1 through 7. A lot of them are like a domestic disturbance would be a code 2, for example.
I see what you mean. Yeah, priority 1 call, priority 2. I see. Okay. And then the last thing I want to talk about is there was a question last meeting about online report stats, and if those were transposed into this record. They're not, but they are transposed into this record. So this is where you'll find all reported crime that includes online reports. It won't be in your other call for service log. Those are only for calls for service that come in.
So this is capturing like the thefts and such that happen and you report it online, is this?
That captures everything, yeah.
That's
so
great.
Online reports and everything else.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Absolutely. Any questions?
I just had a couple questions. I noticed we, at the bottom of Buxton here, that there's been a police car there without somebody in that. Is that to help just people slow down because there's a...
Yeah, absolutely. So we're trying a new initiative, we call it Ghost Car. So we're going to deploy it randomly throughout Troutdale, and then see what effect that has on speeding and whatnot. We've kind of got a larger plan with it where specifically up on Troutdale Road, we'll park in the same spot unoccupied, and then there will be somebody in it. sometimes with a radar. So we're just trying some different strategies to address the speeding and all that.
It's great, well, it's noticed,
All
so.
right, thank you.
Yes, this is Sherry, I have some questions. Okay, I know you kind of addressed that the extra targeted patrol. In the past, I think Captain Asbo would tell us, oh, they had a certain operation going on in a certain area. This extra targeted, was there anything in particular in an area that was a focus for these?
No, so what this reflects is we have your Troutdale deputy that is doing patrol downtown. So they're putting themselves on a targeted patrol downtown Troutdale.
Okay.
And so that way it's collected in this data stat as well for you to see.
Okay. Okay, and then the line where it shows suspicious sub/vehicle, I'm guessing vehicle/CIR?
Yeah, it's a suspicious subject, vehicle, or circumstance.
Okay. Okay, and then I guess that seemed like that was up so much more than, like the previous was 35 and that's 66, so not quite twice as much, but like any speculation on why that would be, or?
I can do some research for you, just on the top of my head, though. That captures a lot of different data points. So that's gonna not just be dispatch calls for service, that's gonna be officers doing self-initiated activity and saying they're out with a suspicious vehicle or person. So it's a very large data set, but if you like, I can dig into it a little more.
Okay, I don't necessarily have to have you do that right now or anything.
Okay.
It's just sometimes me trying to understand all the
Oh,
reports that are coming in, like the meetings. Okay, one other thing, or maybe more than one thing, but one thing I wondered is, okay, on here it shows burglaries 7. But when I read any of the other reports, I don't see anything about, I shouldn't say the other, but like these reports, I don't see anything about burglaries. Is that not put in here for a reason, or am I not understanding that?
Well, burglary so like we talked about before, a call can come out is one thing based on the information dispatch receives, and it can be, through investigation, found out to be something completely different. No, that's obviously not captured in this report. That report is for pretty specific things, but I'll take a look and find out. There's not that many. There's only seven, so
Yeah,
I'll get some information for you.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think overall it's because the previous year's average was 3.3, the previous 31 days is 2, and then 7, so it seemed like it was up a lot in comparison. And then I think I wondered if, because obviously we don't know the wheres, so if there's a particular area that's seeming to be more of a challenged area, and then possibly, as public safety, we've talked before about neighborhood watches, or like kind of encouraging areas, maybe in a way that they can help themselves. So I didn't know if that might be a part of it.
Yeah, I'll find out before.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, so when I flip my page from that one to the second one, and this might have been part of what you addressed, and maybe I just wasn't tracking with you, but that self-initiated being at 374, but the previous 31 days was at 236. And maybe that's not that big of a deal, but it seems like a substantial amount more self-initiated. Are you aware of anything that went on, that why there would be more that way, or? Okay.
We're just trying to get a little handle on the speeding and crashes. So a lot of that's traffic stops. Yeah.
Okay,
And a lot of that is our community resource deputy, Nick Moore, who is doing a lot more self-initiated activity, so.
okay, how received is what it's under, so I didn't know if, okay. Okay, anybody else has a question? I think I had a couple more questions I gotta find them now.
Wondering, I remember earlier in the summer when the Chuck Trail opened up, and Captain Asbo had said they were gonna be doing some patrols out there and such, and so I was just wondering what the status of that is, and I'm just thinking as that connects with that other piece of the trail, sometimes there can be challenges with people who are unhoused and such there, if that is part of the plan once that eventually opens up also.
We'll let Deputy Moore speak to that.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can you repeat that again? My connection here is kind of bad a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I was just wanting to get kind of an update on the patrols on the trail and then the plans for when we open up the rest of that trail piece that kind of connects up underneath the bridge there. Just wondering how that's going and if there's anything to report out on that.
I have only been back there one time on the four-wheeler because it's pretty tore up from the construction zone. I haven't had any complaints or any concerns really. I know the construction guy said that they had some issues with, they suspect transients breaking into some of their equipment back there, but that was a few weeks ago and I haven't heard anything since, but that's the only thing I'm aware of right now.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
Oh, Woodrow's hand up.
Oh, yeah, Woodrow.
Hey, Chief, Woodrow Trail, Troutdale. I was in a parks meeting the other day, and they talked about how 3 juveniles were arrested, I think, at the park near a high school. Is that in this month's report somewhere, or was that covered last month?
That'll be in next month's report.
Okay. All right. And have we had any other success with bringing down the vandalism to the parks, or any other stories you could possibly add to that? Or
I don't know if I don't think we've had anything since then. Nick, have we had any reports since then?
Are you referring to the one where they were throwing the trash cans around?
yes, sir.
I haven't heard of anything since then. I know there was multiple arrests made after the second night that occurred. And then after that, I haven't heard anything else.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Sherry again. Is part of Troutdale and what you cover all of Mount Hood Community College?
No.
Okay. I was just curious on the one on a welfare check it says Northeast 17th Street and Northeast Paloma Avenue, which is really on the south side of the college, which I believe falls under Gresham completely.
What date was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, 112
Okay.
at 5:03.
1 second.
It's the third one down on that page.
And it's coded as a welfare check.
Yeah,
Is this the one at 17th and Paloma?
yeah.
Looks like it was just it looks like they did an area check, but they weren't able to locate anybody.
Yeah, okay, I just wondered because I believe that 17th and Northeast Paloma, I thought was in Gresham.
According to my sheet here, it's in Troutdale, but I mean, I can confirm that.
Okay,
That is going to be in Gresham.
It is? Okay.
okay, and then next page, last one, or last two on that page, so 116, I think it's the next page, yeah. 116, it says disturbance priority, the second to last one, and then noise disturbance. And I think I just was trying to figure out the second one, noise disturbance. They both look like the same address on the two, but there's no response time or time on scene. And I was just trying to understand it.
Sure. Those are both the same. They came from a Airbnb there. They were having a birthday party. So the first call, it was reported there was a disturbance, but when the deputies arrived, they found out it was a birthday party and nobody was fighting or anything, it was just loud. And then the second call later on was for the same noise, yelling and screaming is what they heard, but
Okay,
it was a party.
okay. All right, that's kind of what I had.
Anybody else? Okay. I think we're good. Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Let's see, what's on the agenda? Oh, I estimated wrong. We cruised through that. Okay, well, let's just keep going. We're gonna skip over 6 because our comfort dog is in here, so we'll just go on to number 7 instead, and come back to number 6. So follow up, I just want to thank you, those that could come to the presentation. We were I did the presentation on our survey on January 28th, the city council. It was well received. And I think that it was, the council found it very helpful. So I think every one of you guys was probably here except for Mary. So just to Woodrow and to Robbie, it was well received. And I don't know that we need to, or I just don't think it's warrants going to the work group. I mean, I didn't get on their agenda, but I kind of realized that everybody practically on the work group has already seen it, so I didn't pursue that. I did today send an email to all of, there was 40, I think there was 41 people listed that wanted follow-up contact. So I sent them the summary analytics, the PDF, without their names on it. And I sent that to all of the people that I could. I think that was 34 people, and there was some that just have names, no information otherwise, just a name listed, and unless I do some sleuthing to try to figure out, I don't know how I get in contact with them. So if anyone is listening that just put your name and you want follow-up, the survey results are posted on the website. If you go under public safety and public safety and equity group, there is a button to click on to see the survey results. So that'll get you to it. But if not, if you contact us, then we will be sure to give it to you. So I just think the other two that were listed that I could contact are phone numbers, address, phone number things. So I'm going to follow up with those, just see what they want to do. So otherwise, does anybody have anything else to say? What should be doing on following up?
You did a great job, and I think it was really well received.
I think thanks to you guys, we all pulled that together for doing that long meeting and getting it done. I do think, though, that we could probably take something from what is said in all those survey stuff and try to work on pursuing, following up with the things, the comments that were made. We could still try to get some of those things accomplished. I think we want to do that. So
Sure.
I think we'll just try to look at that list a little closer next meeting or something and see what else we can tackle on that.
Yeah, I agree. It might be interesting to take the themes from those and since we got so many comments, and just as we move forward kind of with our contracts and things like that, to make sure that those themes are kind of communicated and addressed through that, if it was relevant. Some of them were kind of
Some were fun.
a little in left field, yes, but the ones that we can, yes.
Yeah.
And we might have had a question or two in there that might have been something like cert type stuff or
Yes.
something like that. Something.
Yes. So we need to read those comments and actually address trying to tackle all those issues. So, okay, well, does anyone else have any questions or comments about the survey? Otherwise, I will move on.
Does that mean you're opening to public comment or?
Oh, I guess, yes, I guess I could open to public comment. Does any,
Yeah, never mind.
okay. So if anybody in Chambers has any comments about the survey or you wanted to say anything, I'll open it up.
My only comment would be, do I have access to it, and I will review it myself.
Yes, absolutely. If you go to Public Safety and Equity Advisory Committee tab on the website, and then it should be, you could just read through the paragraph or scroll down. It does say the survey results. You can get the report that we got from it. So
Which website is it? The one-
it's the troutdaleoregon.gov site. Yeah. And then go look for the committee, our committee, and then it's on that page, so.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Anybody else have any? Okay. All right, we'll close public comment on agenda item number 7. So moving on to agenda item number 8. I don't think we probably have. Do you guys have any updates, the two of you? You guys haven't had probably.
We're meeting on Monday, so.
On Monday,
Yeah.
and then like you said earlier, we're not privy to the negotiations.
Right. Now,
We're
I-
still giving our suggestions, so.
So now I will comment on this public safety work group. They are, remember last time we were trying to name somebody to it, but then you guys did tell me that there was some stuff the city council might rewrite the ordinance. And so I learned that. I was there at the council, and they did decide they are gonna do something different. But they did ask how we felt on public safety, so I felt quite on the spot. But hopefully, a few of you guys were there, and I just asked, so I said that we were very willing to give up one of our seats on that work group, and instead have the mayor being on it. So I spoke for you guys, I hope that was all okay with everybody. But anyhow, that it will be coming back to city council, probably,
It's on Tuesday's agenda.
yeah, okay, I was gonna say maybe this next.
Yeah, and they rewrote it, it's online.
Okay, so now we'll just have 2 representatives here, and there will be, I don't remember what the makeup is, but I just know Carol Allen, who was our rep from here, now she's on city council, she now is the rep from council. And so now maybe they're having a second one from council, which will be the mayor, but at any rate, so, okay, does anyone else have any comments or things to make about the working group? All right, let's see, I'll open up public comment for anyone on that agenda item. No? How about online? No? All right, closing public comment. Okay, we're done with agenda item 8. Wow, we're gonna screen through tonight.
Fastest meeting ever.
Oh, Faye. And then next month's agenda, okay, so I think we can work on some of the stuff that was in that survey, so I think that, well, we'll bring that back and talk about that. But I was just trying to think,
I know
I'm
something.
drawing a blank here of what else I had thought of doing. Go ahead, Sherry.
I was just gonna say, the Wood Village Night Out thing you had talked about, when you contact, or you were gonna contact.
Yeah, okay, so I have not been able to get, I've left message after message and have not got any response from Wood Village is the one I was pursuing. And so I will keep pursuing them and see if I can get them on for March or April. I don't know at this point if I will. So yeah, that's the other thing that we want to try to do. And then I got out our goals that we had for 2025, and I was thinking that maybe we could work on learning more. Our second goal was to work on starting a CERT program, perhaps beginning by growing neighborhood watches. So perhaps I could find out about neighborhood watches, unless that is something that the sheriff's office helps us with, which I guess we could ask you. Does the sheriff's office help with any watch programs that you kind of have a template of how you get these things started or what to do?
Yeah, I can give you some information based around our community patrol program that operates in Corbett. So
Okay,
yeah, we have some outlines. I'll give you some information on that.
okay, so that would be great. That would be, maybe that'd be something else that we can begin tackling. So does anyone else have any, Victoria?
I was researching it and I can email people information I found out about it. The links, there's actually a whole packet of neighborhood watch things, so
Oh, okay, okay,
I'll email that tomorrow.
okay. Anyone else have any?
I was thinking it might be interesting, I know you were talking about neighborhood watch, but you also said CERT. And I know we were at that meeting where they said that was kind of, they were working on revamping that. I know the city did reach out and they were starting to get a list of people within the community with medical credentials and things like that. So I am interested to see if that's just they want a list, or if they are gonna gather and do some planning around that for emergency management. I haven't heard anything yet, but I know they're probably still compiling that list. It was just in the Champion the last time. So it'll be interesting to see, because if so, that's probably something we should keep an eye on, and that we can maybe piggyback some of our work and energy that we wanted to do around disaster preparedness and emergency management.
Okay. Any other things that you guys want to see us being doing? Nope. Okay, well, we'll see what we can figure out for next month. I mean, for sure, I want us to follow back now with trying to do the things that are citizens listed on the survey, and the night out, those two, but we'll see if those don't fill in. We'll be working on some of these other things, okay? Any of you guys have comments online? No? All right. Okay, so then, next month's meeting, March 6th, good for everybody? All good?
This is Robbie Cantrell. I will be absent for next month's meeting. I'm going to be traveling.
Okay. All right. Any other comments? Okay, wow, we're just flying. You guys don't think we've ever had this fast a meeting. Wow, it's gonna be a record. All right, well, we'll go. We might get the meeting done before the comfort dog arrives, and then we'll just
She's
have
on her
fun.
way right now.
Yeah, then we'll just have fun with the comfort dog. So.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we'll start online with committee member comments. Woodrow.
Great meeting. I'm glad it went so smoothly, and that's all I got to say.
All right, thanks. How about you, Robbie?
Nothing from me. Just sorry that I'll miss you next month, but I'll see you in April. So, yep, good meeting.
All right, thanks. All right, Victoria.
Nothing more, thank you.
Okay. Sherry.
Will we see you, Robbie? Will we actually see you? Yeah, good. I'm glad that we got through stuff, and I mean, it seems like it's meaningful stuff we're working on, so thank you.
I just want to thank you for going before the city council, and everybody else.
Thanks. All right, Twyla.
Yeah, I just have one thing. I know I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, I saw on the interwebs, they were planning on, if there was snow, closing Buxton. And from a public safety standpoint, I just wonder, there's a lot of people that use that as a main thoroughfare up and down, and the closing, it seems like if there was inclement weather, would make it even more impassable, because then it wouldn't be treated and things like that. And just thinking about emergency vehicles having to get up and around, of course, they could come up back through Sandy, but they still have to access that at some point off of Buxton. I've lived off there quite a few years now, and I don't ever remember them doing that before. So I just want to look into a little bit what the plan is, and why they wouldn't just try to keep that open and sand it and such, especially now that we have so many more people coming through these main points. So I was just very surprised to see that that was the plan for a possible snow day. Other than that, you did a great job at City Council, and thank you guys, and thank you so much for coordinating the dog coming.
You should be here in a minute.
I've been looking forward to it all day long.
Cool, okay, well, I'm just really happy that we got the survey. I'm really happy that we got presented, and what I'm just thrilled is that the city council received it well and really wanted to pay attention to what the residents said, so that's really good. So now we just gotta follow through and trying to tackle the other things that were brought up with that survey, and hopefully we can, the next time around the cities has to do a survey, maybe we can still get more people to do it, so. At any rate, I'm just really pleased, so. I would have loved more responses, but I'm so thankful for the people that did take the time, so it's really good. So, okay, well, with that, let's see, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
This is Sherry. I make a motion to adjourn. I remember I'm using her second.
That's Victoria, I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Those opposed? Okay, we are adjourned, but now we are staying here because we are dying to see the comfort dog.
Oh, I think they're here.
I think that's why they came.